Welcome to part two of this series, and in this video I am going to focus on the three common mistakes that many people make when they look at their CliftonStrengths 34 results. So here on the screen you can see mine, and the first mistake, really common, is people focusing on the bottom. So here you can see when I'm saying the bottom, I'm talking about, what I've got down here, themes 30 to 34. So I've got competition, discipline, includer, consistency, and context right down there for me. So the thing that I usually need to explain to people, so I'm going to help you with this now, is that strengths psychology is a really different paradigm. It can take a little bit of getting used to, because our conditioning has been to focus on what's wrong with us. What do we need to fix? What do we need to improve? What are our gaps that we need to fill? But this approach is never, ever going to lead anyone to their full potential, because what you aren't naturally good at is never going to be your greatest strength. It's never going to create your best performance. So you may have even tried this for yourself. Even if you do spend time trying to get better at something you're not naturally gifted at, you're probably going to just find it harder. It's not going to be as energizing to you. The best analogy I can think of to explain this is, you wouldn't choose to learn calligraphy, would you, with your non-dominant hand, because your writing is never going to be as good. So what I say to all my clients is, okay, what is it that you think you need to be able to do or be? And then let's look at the talent themes that you do have, that are most accessible to you in your top 10, that you have naturally at your disposal to help you achieve that. So I guess what I'm saying to wrap this one up is, this report is giving you permission, if you like, to worry less about who you're not and focus your attention and intention on this area here, focusing more on being more of who you already are. Okay, so mistake number 2, mistaking the theme names for skills or the dictionary definition, and then getting worried about the implications of it. So there's two really common examples which may be going through your mind too. So strategic is the first one I really wanted to draw your attention to, because that's a word that we hear a lot. It's a skill set that's valued a lot in business. And so I've seen people get confused in two different ways. So I've had a client that's had it really high up for her, like I have, and yet they've had recurring feedback from managers that are not strategic enough in their role. And this is confusing, because they're thinking, well, I've got it, why am I getting this feedback? And secondly, I've had clients in very senior roles in organizations, and also I see this with business owners, where they don't have it at all in their top 10. In fact, they might even have it quite low down in their profile, and they're thinking this is a problem for them, because surely they must be strategic in order to succeed. The talent theme strategic means something very different to what we usually associate with that word, which is usually around long-term vision, long-term planning, etc. And so we really must make sure that we're actually looking at what the definition of the talent theme is before we get hung up on whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that we have it or not. So the talent theme strategic is much more about a specific way of thinking, that you either have it or you don't. It's associated with having like a helicopter view of being able to sort through information and find the best route through and alternative ways to proceed, almost without with such speed that you're not even aware of it. And so when people kind of understand what it actually stands for and what it means as a superpower, if you like, then it's more easy for you to actually discern whether it's you or it isn't, and then you can worry less about it. Empathy is another one. People kind of get hung up about empathy because it's a desirable thing. Again, we want to be empathetic human beings. Most of us are good people. We want to think that, oh gosh, at least I can, I understand, demonstrate understanding of other people's needs. So when people see that lower down in their profile, they might get a bit concerned. Well, empathy as a talent theme, again, is not empathy as the skill set. So it doesn't mean to say that you're not empathetic or don't demonstrate those things if you don't have it in your top 10. Empathy as a talent theme is It's much more of a sense. It's an ability to pick up and sense the tone, the emotional undercurrent, and feel other people's feelings, as opposed to just being aware of them. So it's very different. The important thing is to read the definitions of the talent themes before you make any judgments about them or about yourself, more importantly. And mistake number 3, thinking that you're missing something, and that you must be well-rounded when it comes to these talent themes. And here I want to draw your attention to the color codes. So you'll see that there's different colors for the different themes, and what they represent is the different domains that they belong to. So in terms of domains, we have 4. We have executing. So if you are dominant in executing themes, then you'll likely identify as somebody who implements, who works tirelessly to get things done, who can take ideas and transform them into reality. You probably care about results, about efficiency, perhaps quality, you know, getting things done in the best way. If you're dominant in relationship building talents, then you'll probably naturally orientate towards the people involved in a situation or the people dynamics. You'll be concerned with understanding other people, bringing people together, raising the kind of energy of people, helping people and groups of people to become greater than the sum of their parts. If you are dominant in the influencing domain, you may find that you just have this, you may be aware that you have presence, that you're just a natural at getting people on board with your ideas or selling other people's ideas, being persuasive, great at creating energy and an expansion and stimulating others, mobilizing others. Strategic thinking domain, so that's what I'm dominant in, then we tend to associate more with being problem solvers, keen to stretch our own and other people's thinkings to further understand topics and help others develop greater and deeper understanding of topics and subjects, helping people focus on what could be, the possibilities, and constantly absorbing and analysing information to help inform decisions. So as I was reading through those, you may be aware of what your natural preferences are, but you'll probably identify and lean more closely towards one of those domains than the others, and that's because that's your dominant domain. Now, some people will look at their profile and they'll be concerned, so I could be concerned looking at mine and think, well, I've only got one executing thing. Does that mean I don't get anything done? No, it doesn't. I do clearly get things done, but I just see the world in a different way, and sometimes I have to put more conscious effort into getting things done and use my talent themes in a different way to help me achieve things. Whereas somebody who is really dominant in executing themes may that's just their preference. They're really, really good at getting through the workload. So people will look at these and think, so people will look at their talent themes and think, and their mix and think, should I have more of this to be more balanced? Could I do with a few more influencing themes or some more executing themes, as might be the case for me? And it's really important that actually to know that there isn't any research that indicates that any one set of talent themes is more effective than another to achieve a particular goal. So there's no point in wishing that you had other things, because as I've already described, if it's not naturally who you are, it's not going to come easily, and it's going to be at the expense of using what you have to help you achieve what you need. So, and success has so much more to do with these 3 things. Your awareness of what your talent themes are. So as you've got your report or you're getting a report, it's going to be, what are they? And that's the first starting point that so many people just are completely unaware of. So you've already got an edge on many people by just knowing them. The second thing is getting to know them, intimately, catching yourself in the moment, using them, seeing how they show up for you. And then the third aspect of it is using them intentionally, thinking about how you aim them to help you succeed in specific goals, or to help you achieve things as you go through your day. Those three things have so much more to do with your success and your potential than the actual mix and blend of talent themes that you have. Same goes for teams. So teams will look at this and think, oh, as a team, what are we lacking? And my question is always, what challenges do you have? And can you see how your talent themes are either contributing to those challenges or helping you overcome them? And then it becomes a much more productive conversation than trying to think, well, how do we recruit into those spots where we have, how can we recruit somebody that's more of an influencer? And actually, you could spend time doing that, but the person, unless they're self-aware, unless they're doing those three things of understanding what their talent themes are, of getting to know them intimately, and then aiming them towards success, it makes no difference. So now you're all set up, ready to enjoy exploring your Clifton strengths. If you would love to have my help helping you unpack this and understand it more deeply, then please reach out. There are ways in which I can help you do that. I've got several packages, so reach out and let's talk. Enjoy.